I don't want to see the poem. That poem, that already makes me uncomfortable that she wrote a poem about me. I don't want to see no poem. I don't want to see her videos. Nothing. Her poem was called Rain and Petals, Eavesdrop.
Speaking Up by Amberlynn Reid. Let's see. Who does everyone believe? Let's start gambling our life, rolling dice like knives on a platter. Who will survive? Will it be the false nightmare you spit, or the reality I have tied to a place of sadness, and now revealed and altered into madness? Why are you going to break the tide and just leave it there? Break the ice and throw the stone and not think twice? Why are you going to play your sins and call me twice? Twice the lies, twice the price, twice the vulgar manipulated web. Spider to friend, friend to spider, enemy grudge and love lost. Using my name to put yours on lights? What happened to all the fights, all the times they turned into goodbyes? No, I am not perfect in any way. No inside the lines, no glitter outside, no gracefully worded rhymes. No playing perfect like you've begun a show that keeps haunting me. The haunt is the demon I'm trying to escape. Escape the pain and the outwardly insane. Escape the thoughts and the online taunts. Just admit you were wrong and play a different song. Admit the guilt you've sown like a misguided basket case of poisoned sentences. My life is my story, but yet you've written a chapter. The chapter has torn pages, scribbled words of false advertisement. I'm my own narrator, yet you stole the pen to deny, to lie, to pry in a life that was fine. Here are the facts. You lied about your name right off the bat, but still called me insane. You put a ring on my finger, promised me forever, yet you kissed her. You kicked and screamed till it was making hate. Forget making love when the love was gone. RAPE, rain and petals, eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals, eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. Rain and petals, eavesdrop. I used the wrong word. My mental hygiene has been rotten and stirred. Abuse in the picture frame put on a smile, what I see behind the fake. Glass reflecting, noise destroying, shimmer clatter, frame breaks. I don't understand your left hand connected to your heart, but it's so cold enough to ruin me. Listen, my heart doesn't beat for you. I don't bleed for you. I don't need you. Social media needs this, a drama story, something to decipher, something to dissect, to entertain, to observe, to twist and to melt over. It's not fair for strangers to pick a side to bash and a side to hate, a side to love and a side to hash out propaganda. I'm not on this ride for beliefs, no bashing, lashing, tasteless hashing. I want to be understood. To cowardly clarify, I'm going to say bad choices don't make you a bad person. Almost 7 years have glided, 2,555 days, 61,320 hours. I've cried, I've laughed, I've loved, I've lost, I've tackled, exposed, won, succeeded, failed. I've grown, I've learned, I've moved on, healing along the way. The moon moved from the sun and roses blossom on my favorite weed as I place a hand on my blood-red heart, hoping one day it'll all be gone. Everything written with the unhealthy circumstances, all the tears that stained my pillowcases, the cruel, hateful comments I received in anger, the wrong assumptions everyone made, the thought of wishing myself off this jaded earth, and the lies you placed in my reality. Specked and spiked and broken down, still standing through all the sound, tearing apart at the seams, I covered all the screams. Screams so silent yet so loud, profoundly intense, and ending this final dance, knowing what you did and saying you didn't. Such a lovely story.
Has lying always been an issue with Amber? Yeah. What kind of things would she lie about? Stuff that happened at home. I'm guessing now stuff that happened in her family. She said she used the wrong word. What do you mean wrong word? If you're talking about the rape word, how do you that's a very serious accusation. And using the word rape in a wrong term, how do you use that in a wrong term?
I told myself I will never be with someone who lays a hand on me. Why do you love someone that, abuses you? My first like live-in relationship was with a girl named Cassey. And I want to say we've been together for about 3 years now at this point, and I feel myself slowly, I stopped being like sexually attracted to her. I loved her though. I know that. I don't know if it was like a best friend thing. When it came to intimacy, I want to say about a little bit after like 2 years of being together, it started to dwindle. Okay, so Cassidy was very sexually strived. Like, is that even a thing? I don't know. She really thought I was attractive. She really was sexually attracted to me, and she always wanted to like have sex. And I stopped feeling that for her. Like, I didn't tell her that. I would just like make up things like, oh, I don't feel good, or oh, I'm on my period, like, even though I wasn't. When you say no to someone, whether you've been with them for like a month or whether you've been with them for like 6 years, if you say no to a sexual act, your partner should accept that. That is where I firmly stand.
I mean, I didn't do it. And I don't know where this story came from. I didn't do it at all.
So not only was I being physically abused, but I was pretty much being like raped. That is what I consider it, because I continuously would say no to her.
I didn't do it, and I damn well did not rape her. I did not rape her. Period.
And this would go on. This would happen probably weekly. She'd punch me like around right here a lot. She would punch me on my arms, and she would continuously do it until I agreed to make love to her or have sex, whatever you want to consider it. And I was like, you can't force me. And little did I know she can. That's when she started punching me a lot. She would aim for my belly.
The places she said about being hit, those were on me. Those were the exact places she hit me. I was the one being abused.
I just felt like maybe one day she'll stop being like this. You know, maybe one day she'll stop forcing me to have sex with her. One day she'll stop hitting me. God, here are the tears. I was trying to be strong for this video. A lot of people would ask, why didn't I hit her back? Why didn't I leave her in that, in that stance?
Everything in that video was such bull that I can't even describe the bullshit that was in that video. Can't even.
Like, not only was she hitting me because I wouldn't have sex with her, she was hitting me if I wouldn't do the dishes on time. She would push me up against counters. Where it's like, okay, hitting people, blah, 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 but if like she started emotionally hurting me, then I should leave. I was just in a very unhealthy situation. And as time went on, I really wanted to leave. That was when I met Crystal online. It just kind of fatefully happened. Like,
another thing, she says that she made friends with Crystal. She wasn't looking for anything. Let me clear up some things for you between that time frame. Before Crystal, there was another girl. Well, she was with me. Her name was Paige or something. I know it was a 4-letter name. That Paige girl, I forgot why her and Paige broke up. Not really broke up, but like stopped talking. I think Paige got tired, honestly. And then she met Crystal. Now, she was talking to Crystal about 6 or 7 months before we broke up. No, actually, probably longer than that. Probably almost a year. Talking to her almost a year before me and her broke up.
then I started realizing like Crystal is what I need in my life, not Cassidy. Cassidy is abusive, and not only is she abusive physically, but she's abusive like sexually, and that is not okay. And
why do you think Amber moves on from girlfriend so fast? Only a therapist can do that.
the only people who can feel this way and understand what I'm saying is people who have been in an abusive relationship. It is as much as like your boyfriend or your girlfriend will hit you, you still love them, and it's so unhealthy. And I just want to tell you guys from firsthand that if anyone emotionally hurts you, sexually hurts you, or physically hurts you, don't stand for it. Don't, because it ruins you, and it's not good.
I told myself I was never going to talk about it again. I wasn't going to talk about it on YouTube. I wasn't going to talk about it on Twitter. I just wasn't going to ever talk about it again because nobody was going to believe me. I think it's very sad that we live in a life where someone can share their story and all it takes is that one person to be like, no, I didn't do it. And then everyone believes them. It's like, is this why people literally don't talk about the things they've been through? It makes no sense. Like, it makes absolutely no sense that you guys believe this wild, wild person. It makes no sense that you guys, honestly, it don't, because I'm sitting over here, best friends with Crystal, who is my ex. I'm sitting over here, super, super good friends with Destiny, who is also my ex. Do you think that if I ever, 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 like, ever abused Cassidy, that, because when people abuse someone, they abuse several times. And I would also abuse Crystal. I would have abused Destiny. Do you think that Crystal and Destiny would still be my friends? I think I'm just like speechless. I don't know. I just shouldn't have done it. And I just feel stupid about
it. Isn't that what's going on in this whole Me Too movement is these women are stepping forward and people are still saying they're lying. So why can't the case be the same here?
I don't know, and there's nothing I can do to ever.
And you know, them people that them women, okay, Harvey Weinstein, he's saying, I didn't do that stuff. I never did that stuff. Are you gonna go defend him too?
Comparing me to Harvey Weinstein. I don't know. She immediately regretted saying she was abusive with Becky. Well, why? I mean, you guys know why she regretted saying that. Well, I feel bad for Becky.
Honestly. Oh, another thing, she says that she tries to make herself look good. Yeah, I was dumb. I admit that fully. Being with her as long as I was so dumb. So dumb. And never, ever, ever let someone slander your name. Never. If you know something's a lie, you rise up and you tell them the truth. The truth of what happened. Abuse is wrong. Rape is wrong. Don't let anyone do that to you. Even if you think you love them. Even if you think they love you. Don't. I regretted staying through the abuse.
Oh, my feelings. My feelings. They hurt my